Yo guys, in this video I'm going to talk about why players leave your Roblox game and also why you don't get any returning players. So let's just get straight into it, and don't mind the way that I look because I just got zero sleep tonight and yeah, but it's alright. Now I want to start off by going into this point right here. Players don't understand your game. Players will join and not know what to do, where to go, or what the goal of your game is. Have you ever entered a game and left instantly after because it just seemed too confusing off the bat? This is a severe issue for a lot of Roblox devs and a lot of games in general. Now, I want to point out what helped me personally. So, clearer objectives, that's number one. Less UI clutter, that's number two. And simpler onboarding. This will take you really far if you truly optimize this to the fullest degree. I feel like most developers think that retention is how they should make players stay for hours, but in reality, the first challenge is to make them actually stay for like 60 seconds without leaving. And that's also why I would recommend you guys to watch my other video to learn what a actual funnel means and the steps down the funnel. Now, I want you guys to imagine this. You click on a game and there are 15 buttons and a giant tutorial. You have no idea what's happening and you leave. The game might actually be good, but you'll never find out. I feel like this happens with so many games. There's so much potential, but the devs just miss out on this little detail into keeping the players for the first 60 seconds. It's so much UI clutter, tutorials, and all of this crap. And that's also why I want to talk about the tutorial epidemic. The tutorial epidemic seems to be really big when it comes to fighting games like PvP battle arena games. Like, players want to punch someone, they want to swing a sword, and they want to level up and fight others. They don't want to read a textbook. So guys, if you do own a PvP arena battle game or anything that just requires a tutorial to play, please make it entertaining and not boring, because most of these games are so boring when it comes to tutorials and no one wants to go through that just to play a good game. They will just instantly leave. People want instant gratification, instant dopamine. They want to kill someone immediately and feel like it was a real player. Even if it is a tutorial, you can have a fake player that seems like a real one. But yeah, I really think I did go deep enough into the first section. Now we're going to talk about why players never come back to your game, because that is a completely different case. Now let's say you take my advice and you fulfill the first section that I talked about. Now we have another issue. Players never come back to your game. Your game may be good enough to play once, but not twice or 3 or 4 times. So let's talk about the issue here. What is the player excited for tomorrow? Players crave things like daily rewards, streaks, new areas, rare items, and upcoming updates for them to want to play the game again. Now we're gonna get more into the psychology of this, but I need to talk about something else first. I had the issue in my games where players would reach the end way too quickly and they would have no reason to play my game more. I've had this issue where players would reach the end way too quickly on my games, and that's a really big problem because then they have no reason to play the game again. And I've just had to find ways to combat this. My game was just way too easy to complete. So what helped me was longer progression, more milestones, and more reasons to keep on grinding. But make sure that it's not boring progression, as this will just worsen the issue. Guys, I want you to take a look at this image and just go through it with me. Now this is in the context of a battle arena type game. So the player joins. Does the player get stronger? Does the player unlock things, or does the player have something to grind and work towards? Because if the answer is no, then why should the player return? Now we're going to talk about the psychology behind competition. Why do players want to get stronger? Players want to get stronger because they want to beat other players, they want to pass their friends, and they want to climb leaderboards. They want to obtain rare items and flex achievements. Every player has their reason, but I can bet you that is one of these 5 reasons right here. But now let's get into the status. Everyone has a wish to either have a rare title, a rare pet or a rare weapon or exclusive cosmetics. They want to feel that upper hand or feel like they're greater than someone else who doesn't have that. And they are willing to pay a lot for that. So if you have a PvP game, for example, make sure that your game has that status feeling. A player can get a rare weapon with a rare ability that other players can't without paying. And I feel like it's not just because they want to have the upper hand on other people, but they also want to show it off to other people. So in a PvP game, for example, they don't want just stronger stats, but they want people to see their abilities, their swords, their status. Like, I see people purchasing VIP passes in games and they'll play that game forever on just because they can show it off to other players who are new to the game, or they can troll others. And now on to the last point, I want to talk about this. Players have something to protect. This is a really good thing to have in your game. If you can implement the psychology into your game where they have to build something and invest time, and the player will actually care about what they've actually built or grinded for, then the player will return and maintain it. So the more effort you put in, the harder it becomes to walk away. Your game may not be as good as Rust, like the psychology will never be as good as Rust, where players literally sleep and have notifications to when their bases are getting raided and everything like that. But you can definitely take a bit of Rust's psychology, and it's pretty broad. And a really good quote is, the strongest retention systems aren't always rewards. Sometimes they're responsibilities. I think I'm gonna end off the video right now and say, if you want me to cover anything else, if you have any thoughts or questions, just let me know. And you can also follow my Twitter at trim.birk. And I recommend you guys to read the article, which is linked in the bio. And yeah, see you guys in the next one.